Imagine looking back 90 days from now and barely recognizing your life. In the best way possible. New habits, new energy, real momentum. It's not a dream, it's exactly what's possible when you follow the right plan. Today, we're breaking down a simple, proven 3-step method that's helped countless people completely change their lives in just 3 months without burning out or giving up halfway. If you're ready to stop wishing and start doing, this is your blueprint. Let's dive in.
Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, always good to be back.
And you know how we always talk about making real change, actually getting different results in life.
Yeah, like not just talking about it, but actually doing it.
Right, exactly. So many of you have been asking about making a big shift, specifically over the next 90 days.
Yeah, it seems like people are really looking for like a focused burst of transformation.
That's it. And luckily, in our research, we came across this super interesting method, kind of a 3-step process that a ton of folks have used to make those big changes in a short amount of time.
And the cool thing is, it's not like some crazy complicated system. Like, it's actually pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And that's what we love about it, right? Simple, but powerful. So that's our mission for this deep dive, to walk you through these 3 steps, give you actionable things you can start doing right away.
Yeah, so you can actually make those next 3 months really count.
Exactly. So ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay, step 1. This is all about understanding where you are right now, kind of like taking stock of your current situation. We call this step reflect.
Yeah, it's like before you can figure out where you want to go, you got to know where you're starting from, right? Like, think about planning a road trip.
Yeah, you can't just hit the gas without knowing where you are on the map.
Exactly. And our research actually highlighted some really cool methods for doing this self-assessment, like really getting clear on your starting point.
And one that stood out to me visually, like I'm a visual person, is this thing called the Wheel of Life.
Oh yeah, the Wheel of Life, it's a classic. And for good reason. It's designed to give you like a balanced view of different areas in your life, not just focusing on one thing.
Right. So picture this. You draw a circle and you divide it into 3 main sections: work life, health, and relationships.
Big picture stuff.
Yeah, the fundamentals. But then, here's where it gets interesting. You divide each of those sections into 3 smaller parts.
Okay, so getting more granular.
Right, so for work, we're talking about your sense of mission. Like, do you feel like your work has meaning? Then your financial situation. Are you cool with where you are money-wise? And then opportunities for growth, like are you learning and expanding in your career?
So it's not just about like, are you making money, but also like, are you fulfilled by the work you're doing?
Exactly. Then for health, we break it down into physical, mental, and emotional. So how's your body feeling? How's your mind? Are you stressed or peaceful? And then that emotional heart space, are you feeling content and connected?
Really getting into the whole picture of well-being.
And then for relationships, we're looking at romantic, family, and friendships. So how are those key connections in your life? How are you showing up? How are they showing up for you?
So now you've got 9 different areas to consider, kind of like a checklist for your life.
Right. And the next step is where the real honesty comes in. For each of these 9 areas, you ask yourself, on a scale of 0 to 10, how satisfied am I with this area of my life right now?
And 0 being totally dissatisfied, 10 being like, woohoo, this is amazing.
Exactly. And you write down your score for each one. Then you connect the dots, and you get this really cool visuals, like a snapshot of your life balance.
And you know what I found? Sometimes the most interesting stuff isn't even the high scores.
Really?
Yeah, it's more about where things are really uneven, like where you have a 2 in one area and a 9 in another. That contrast, that's what really helps you pinpoint where you might want to focus your energy over the next 90 days.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like it shows you those imbalances. And the visual really makes it pop, right? But here's something I thought was super cool that the research talked about.
What's that?
Adding a 10th category to the wheel. Joy.
Oh, that's so good. Because, sometimes in all this self-improvement stuff, we can get so caught up in achieving and fixing things that we forget to actually enjoy the present moment.
It's like we're always striving for something, but not really savoring the journey.
Right. So adding that joy category helps you remember that it's not just about the destination, but also about how you feel along the way. It's like a reminder to make the journey itself fulfilling.
I love that. Strive satisfied, like we were saying earlier.
Exactly.
Now, for those of you who are more into writing than visuals, the research also mentioned this awesome exercise called journal reflection.
Oh, yeah, journaling. Such a powerful tool.
It really is. So for this one, you grab your journal, divide a page into 4 quadrants, and each quadrant has a heading. So you've got work, what's working, work, what's not working, life, what's working, and life, what's not working.
Nice and straightforward.
Right. And then you set a timer, maybe 5 minutes,
Yeah.
put on some chill music, and just start jotting down bullet points in each section.
Just like stream of consciousness, whatever comes to mind.
Exactly. Don't overthink it. No need for big paragraphs, just quick notes. But here's the catch, and this is a biggie. Aim to list at least twice as many things that are working as things that aren't.
Oh, I like that. It's like flipping the script on negativity bias.
Right. Because our brains are wired to focus on problems, but that can get us stuck in a rut.
Always looking for what's wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So by consciously listing the good stuff, you're training your brain to notice the positive, to appreciate what's already going well.
It builds that foundation of gratitude, which is so important.
And that makes the desire for improvement come from a place of strength, not just frustration. It's like, hey, things are pretty good, but I'm excited to make them even better.
And I think that quote from earlier really sums it up. Strive satisfied.
Totally. And think about it. Just by being here, listening to this, you're already in a good place. You have your basic needs met. There are things in your life that are working. Maybe you have a roof over your head, food on the table, people who care about you. Recognizing those things is huge.
It's like acknowledging your starting point, and that can be incredibly empowering.
So whether you use the Wheel of Life or journal reflection, this first step is about getting that clarity, that honest assessment of where you are right now. And once you've got that, we move on to step 2.
Which is all about vision, right?
Yeah, step 2 is called align. And it's about creating a clear and exciting picture of where you want to go. Like, what's your ideal destination?
And this part is crucial because without a vision, it's easy to just wander aimlessly.
Like you're putting in effort, but you don't know where you're actually headed.
Yeah, it's like trying to go on a road trip without picking a destination. You might end up somewhere, but it might not be where you actually want to be.
Exactly. So to help you create that vision, the research suggested this exercise called the 3-year sketch.
3 years, that's a good chunk of time.
Yeah, it's long enough for significant change, but not so far out that it feels impossible.
Right. So the exercise is all about imagining your life 3 years from now. But here's the key. You have to assume that things have gone well.
Not necessarily perfectly, but generally you're in a good place.
Yeah, like you've made progress. You're happy with how things are unfolding.
Exactly. So take a moment now, maybe close your eyes and really visualize this. Where are you living? What kind of home do you have? What's the vibe, the feeling you get when you're there? Who are you spending time with? Your friends, family, partner? What are you guys doing together? How's your physical health? Are you feeling strong, energetic, relaxed? What about your mental and emotional well-being? Are you feeling peaceful, content, excited about life? What kind of work are you doing? Is it meaningful, challenging? Do you enjoy it? What are you doing in your free time? What are your hobbies? What adventures are you having? What are you passionate about? Even think about your daily routines. What does a typical morning look like? What about your evenings and weekends?
And here's a super important point from the research. When you're doing this visualization, suspend disbelief. Don't censor yourself based on what feels realistic or possible right now. This is about creating a truly compelling vision, something that really excites you.
Yeah, let your imagination run wild. Don't worry about the how at this point. Just focus on painting that vivid picture of your ideal life 3 years from now.
And to help you really bring that vision to life, make it tangible, the research suggested creating a vision board.
Oh yeah, vision boards. Those are fun.
They are, and they can be really powerful. It's basically a visual representation of your 3-year sketch. You collect images, quotes, anything that symbolizes your dream life.
Yeah, like you can do it old school with a cork board and magazine cutouts. Or you can go digital with Pinterest or Canva. It's totally up to you.
And it's cool to get creative with it. Like find pictures of the type of home you want to live in, places you want to travel, activities you want to do, your ideal workspace, images that represent connection and joy in your relationships, pictures that inspire you health and fitness-wise, quotes that resonate with you, anything that helps make that vision feel more real.
And the cool thing is, having that vision board somewhere you can see it regularly, it's like a constant reminder of what you're working towards.
Yeah, it subtly shifts your focus from what you're trying to move away from, like problems or dissatisfaction, to what you're moving towards, that exciting future.
And it makes those daily efforts feel less like a grind and more like steps towards something you truly desire.
Right, you're not just relying on willpower, you're tapping into that deeper motivation.
So you've taken stock of where you are, you've created a clear vision of where you want to go. Now comes the part where we bridge that gap. Step 3, plan.
This is where the rubber meets the road.
It's about turning that vision into concrete action, things you can actually do to make it happen, especially in the next 90 days.
The core strategy the research highlighted for this step is setting 2 main quests.
Just 2.
Yeah, just 2. One for your work life and one for your personal life. And the reason for keeping it to just 2 is that it helps you avoid getting overwhelmed.
It's so easy to fall into the trap of setting too many goals.
Oh, totally. And then you end up spreading yourself too thin and not making real progress on anything.
Right, it's like trying to juggle too many balls at once.
Yeah.
So by focusing on just 2 main quests, you can really concentrate your energy and efforts.
It allows you to build serious momentum and make significant change in those 90 days.
So let's talk about setting your work main quest. Start by asking yourself some key questions. What is the single most important thing you could achieve in your work life in the next 3 months? What project, what goal, if you were to nail it, would have the biggest positive impact? What accomplishment would make you feel the most proud looking back 3 months from now? Is there something you've been putting off that you know would be a game changer if you finally tackled it?
It's about finding that one thing that would really move the needle.
Exactly. And once you've identified that core focus, the research suggested using this super helpful template to structure your quest. It's like this. My work main quest is to insert your specific quest here. This is the most important thing for me to accomplish in the next 90 days, because clearly explain why it's so important. To complete this quest, I commit that by specific date, I will have achieved a specific measurable outcome, B, another specific measurable outcome, and C, a third specific measurable outcome. This feels exciting and compelling because explain what makes you excited and motivated about this quest. To make sure I complete this quest, my initial action will be your first concrete step or strategy.
I love how that template breaks it down into manageable chunks.
Right, and pay close attention to those A, B, and C outcomes. They need to be crystal clear, highly specific, measurable, and tangible, like things you can actually check off a list, not just vague aspirations. So instead of something like, I'll be more productive, aim for something like, I will write 500 words every weekday, or I will publish 12 videos by the end of the quarter. The more concrete, the better.
Yeah, specificity is key here.
Right, it gives you something to really aim for. Now, let's talk about your life main quest. This one's all about your personal well-being, your health, your relationships, your happiness, your peace of mind, all that good stuff. So again, ask yourself those focusing questions. What's one area of your personal life that, if you really focus on it for the next 90 days, would make the biggest positive difference? What would bring you the most joy, fulfillment, or inner peace? Is there a transformative habit you want to build, a personal project you want to tackle, a relationship goal you want to work towards?
It's about choosing what would make the biggest impact on your overall well-being.
Exactly. And once you've got it, you're going to use that same template to structure your quest. So my life main quest is to insert your specific quest here. This is the most important thing for me to accomplish this quarter because clearly explain why it's so important. To complete this quest, I commit that by specific date, I will have achieved a specific measurable outcome, B, another specific measurable outcome, and C, a third specific measurable outcome. This feels exciting and compelling because explain what makes you excited and motivated about this quest. To make sure I complete this quest, my initial action will be your first concrete step or strategy.
And the cool thing is there are so many possibilities for a life main quest. It could be anything from establishing a fitness routine to deepening a relationship, learning a new skill, starting therapy, creating more time for rest and creativity, anything that really resonates with you.
And the key is, it should feel exciting, something you're genuinely motivated to achieve. And here's a helpful distinction that the research made. Alongside your 2 main quests, there's this idea of side quests. These are smaller goals, things that would be nice to accomplish, but they're not your primary focus. Your main energy and commitment goes to those 2 main quests. Those are your non-negotiables for this 90-day period.
Yeah, it's like having your main missions and then some optional bonus missions on the side.
Exactly. And this is important because it's so easy to get sidetracked by a million little things that feel productive but don't actually move the needle on what matters most.
Right, you got to stay focused on those big wins.
So to recap the whole 3-step process, first, you reflect. You get clear on where you are right now using the Wheel of Life or journal reflection. Then you align, you create a compelling vision of your future using the 3-year sketch and maybe a vision board. And finally, you plan. You define 2 clear, specific, exciting main quests that will move you closer to that vision in the next 90 days.
And remember, setting these goals, defining your quests, that's just the first step. The real magic happens in the consistent effort you put in day after day.
Right. It's about taking action, showing up consistently, even when it gets tough.
And that's actually a super interesting topic we could explore in a future deep dive. Like, what are some evidence-based strategies for sticking to your plan and maximizing your chances of success?
Yeah, I'd love to dig into that. But for now, I want to leave you with this question. Imagine these next 90 days stretching out before you. If you really engage with these exercises, if you take the time to reflect, to align, to plan, how different could your life be just 3 months from now?
What new possibilities might open up?
So take that first step, dive into that reflection, craft that vision, define those quests. We're excited to see what you create.
And remember, strive satisfied.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Thank you for listening. If this episode resonated with you, the best way to support the podcast is to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Every bit of support helps us keep creating content that actually matters. See you in the next one.